Hey there, Leo, welcome to your reading. This is a bonus reading, actually. We are going to look at what you don't see coming at this time, and you literally have this card that says exposed and revealed, and you have this imperfect harmony card. So this looks like something good probably that is being exposed. Something that you are energetically a match to. That imperfect harmony card basically says that you are a perfect match to something that you are attracting into your life, and it could be anything. So we will see what comes up. Your first card here is the Justice card, and the Justice card can represent justice, of course, or it can represent cause and effect. So with the Justice card, we need to make sure that we are paying attention to cause and effect. We need to make sure that if we put energy into something, that we are getting a result out of it. And, that's what I would do with this card. I would make sure that if you are working on whatever you're working on in life, that if you give something energy, that it's giving energy back to you. As long as you're paying attention to balance, then things will go very well. It's only when we don't pay attention to balance that we get into trouble with the Justice card. So that's what I would pay attention to. And the other thing is that your crossing energy, which can be what hurts you or helps you in a Celtic cross, is the Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles is a card of teamwork, and if you are working on a team but you're not getting, let's say you're putting more work in than everybody else, then that's going to be a problem. And vice versa is going to be a problem as well. So I would really pay attention to balance with these two cards. The Three of Pentacles can also be a card of quality work. I kind of feel for some of you that you maybe have been having a hard time getting attention or recognition for the work that you're doing. The good news is I feel like that is changing, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. What I would say though is, again, I feel like you could be a little bit more aggressive in how you promote yourself, right? And, especially for those of you that have a business, or if you work on social media, or even if you're trying to get a raise in your career, it is like I am getting that message here that you need to be more forward with how you are saying, like, look at all this work I do. I think you need to be more outspoken or speak up. Next, in the area of what's on your mind, or the area of your thoughts, you have the Hangman. The Hangman, just as you're thinking, right, it's coming up in the area of your thoughts. His head is glowing here on this card, and so he has put himself on pause, and he's done this so that he can gain enlightenment. And his head is glowing, so he has gained enlightenment on something that he is thinking about. And so it's almost like you have gotten answers here, Leo, or you are getting answers to the questions that you are asking from the universe, or just in your life in general. I do feel it's time to take action because we go down to the Ace of Wands, to the Lovers here. The Ace of Wands is out with the old, in with the new. The Ace of Wands is also very fleeting. The Ace of Wands is a flash in the pan. So I always say with the Ace of Wands, the trick is we get an inspiration, and we need to start putting more wood on the fire, meaning we have to take more action toward whatever is inspiring us. In the area of your foundation, you have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is like a victory or truth or your focus. I do feel like there could be some sort of big victory coming in here for you. I do feel like a little bit of an energy of needing to kind of like get over yourself here, Leo. And I don't mean that to sound like a jerk, but we go up here to the Ace of Wands, and then we hit the Three of Swords and the Five of Cups here. Like, it's a good reading, but I feel that Three of Swords is those doubts that are creeping in. Those swords are in your own heart, and the Three of Swords can represent like past hurt, past injuries to your pride because you are Leo and things like that. So I do feel that healing is important right now, and I would focus on healing with the Ace of Swords. I would also focus on forgiveness. With the Three of Swords, we don't have to forgive anyone directly. We just have to forgive them in our heart. But, definitely popping into my head with that Three of Swords, the Ace of Swords is also about focus. So again, it's coming up in your foundation, which is a very important position in the reading, and it says that your focus and what you focus on is going to be important going forward. These readings are kind of timeless or just for whenever you watch them, but I would say in the time ahead, make sure you're very focused on exactly what you want. Next, in the past, this is the energy of what you are moving past. You have this Unrevealed Secrets card. It says, what is happening on the surface is not what you'll see if you dive deeper. There is a lot of information coming out in this reading, as in I think you are getting a lot of answers. So there probably have been a lot of things that haven't been clear to you for quite some time, and it's like there's clarity coming in, so that's good. You have this Future card. It says, you have perfect clarity in your situation. Truth. Trust your inner knowingness. Yes, I feel you are getting a lot of answers, so that is a good thing. Again, this is coming up in the past, so this is the energy that you are moving past, and it just seems to me like you're getting answers. You have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is being too hasty, or making decisions too quickly. I actually kind of feel this is a person who has left your life or ran away from you or ghosted you or whatever. And yeah, I really don't have anything to say about it because I feel like you are just moving past it here, Leo. Did I call you Aries? I feel like I did. Sorry if I called you Aries, but I know this is for Leo. And again, I feel like you are just moving past this energy, plain and simple. Next, in the area of the very near future, you have this pleasure card and this opportunity card. I feel like there are going to be a lot of happy opportunities coming in for you here with the Ace of Wands. And I feel that this pleasure card is saying you need to nurture those opportunities. So like when good things happen, don't jump to the negative with the Three of Swords, number 1. Number 2, I would really soak up that energy that you are in. So when good things are happening, let those good things happen. Like, really sit in the energy and do more to grow it, right? I don't think we just get to be successful in life. We have to really focus on doing the things that made us successful in the first place. And I feel this pleasure card is basically saying that the more you nurture the good things, the more good things you will have. And I know it's obvious, but people don't do it. You have the Ace of Wands also in your very near future. Again, this could be like some sort of spark of inspiration or a spark of hope. The castle in the background here is crumbling on the Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Wands can represent out with the old, in with the new. So there's clearly like a new spark that's entering into your life. Could be partially love. You do have the Lovers here. The thing about the Lovers is like, sure, it could be love. We'll talk about it. But I kind of feel like it's a choice or a path that you're taking. The Lovers can be a card of being at a crossroads, like having a choice to make. And the Ace of Wands would say the new path, the new choice is the right answer. Now again, this is something you're going to have to nurture. Like I said, Ace of Wands is only a spark. It's not like an actual fire. You have to keep putting wood on it, like I said. So if you are getting any new inspirations at this time, I would really invest your time into those inspirational things. I would really put in the effort to kind of, double down on the energy and make things happen so that you can be more successful. And that's what I would do with this card. Next in your outcome row, you have this denial card. It says, are you refusing to face the reality about some aspects of your financial life? You also have this reckless card. It says uncontrolled spending habits and impulsive purchases are making your financial journey harder than it has to be. So I would definitely watch your spending. I think everybody should watch your spending right now. And just keep an eye on it. I actually feel pretty good about you financially. But again, if you're making more money, don't spend it all over the place and be reckless with it, right? Next in the area of your next few months, you have the Lovers. So for those of you that want love, you could be attracting a new connection over the next few months. I do feel like there is kind of like a divinely guided connection coming in for you. It's something more, it's like something more spiritual to me. Like it feels like right place, right time maybe is the right way to put it. So I don't know. It's like maybe you should be hanging out with friends and going and doing things socially because it feels like something where it's like right place, right time. So if you're looking for love, it's like you'll be in the right place at the right time, and I would make that happen. I also feel there are important choices for you to make at this time with that Ace of Wands. I would move in the new direction with these cards. Like I said, with the Lovers, usually the new path is the correct path. And that's really what I would focus on with this card. Next in your closest relationships, you have the High Priestess. This can represent really paying attention to your connections. And I'm not just talking about love here. I'm talking about every connection you have in your life. The High Priestess says your intuition will not steer you wrong. I feel specifically, Leo, over many years, you've probably had a lot of hard lessons based off of the people that you work with, the people, if you have a business, the people you hire and things like that. And I feel this is really, it probably sucked. Like I'm not going to, sugarcoat it, right? Probably sucked. But at the same time, it probably taught you a lot. So I feel that moving forward, you need to be very careful of those close connections like work and business. And you need to make sure you're really focusing on the people that support you, that lift you up, all that other stuff. Next in the area of your future feelings, you have the Three of Swords. It's like I get a weird feeling here. It's like things could be going better. Things are going better, right? But you can still be heartbroken. And I feel this is something that has to be worked on. I feel that, it's like people say money doesn't buy happiness, which I think is BS. Number one, I've had a lot of money. I lost everything and then I've made my money back again and then I lost it again and then I made it back again. And, I can tell you that money definitely makes you happier. You are definitely happier when you have money, right? And I've been there and so, I can say that. But, I think really money should not be the root of your happiness, of course, but it definitely makes things easier. I'll say that. And the Three of Swords, I feel there's something about that here where it's like maybe on paper in the future you should be happy but you're still not. And I feel like you need to figure that out. Now, I always tell people this does not mean wait until the future. Do this right now, right? Yes, this is a future position in the reading, but it's not saying like you should be waiting. And so I feel that there are things that maybe you need to heal, Leo, and I would just do that healing. The Three of Swords is really about forgiveness. So this can be about forgiving those people that hurt you in the past or that burned you in the past. And again, it doesn't even have to be love. It could be people you worked with, people that you hired, people that you are friends with or were friends with. And I feel like healing those things is what is truly going to make you happy. So I would do it. You have the Five of Cups here. Five of Cups is, again, this is the number one challenge for Leo. I always say this to you. If you are stuck wishing that things were the way they used to be, you're going to have a hard time. If you adapt to the new energies, I think things will go extremely well for you. It always reminds me of the energy of like if you've ever watched those like restaurant rescue shows like whatever Gordon Ramsay does, right? It's like the owner is always against the changes. It's like the owner always thinks that they know more than Gordon Ramsay, right? And they don't want to make the changes. And then they make the changes and they're like happy that they did. So it's like I think as humans we do resist change, or we resist kind of doing the things that we know that will make us more successful or whatever. And I feel like the Five of Cups is saying that, that's a message I'm getting off of the Five of Cups. It's not really talking about regrets or, anything or sadness. I don't really feel that energy for you, Leo. I feel it's more about changes and changing with the times and, realizing that things change over time and needing to embrace those changes, like I said. And that's what I would do with the Five of Cups. Things are different and I would embrace it. With the Justice card and the Three of Pentacles, you have the Six of Swords. Definitely a time of improvements. I think even in your last reading that I did for you, there was something about kind of just general improvements coming in for you. I definitely feel Leo is one of the signs that has had the hardest over many years. So, I feel it's about time that things kind of improve now. Things aren't perfect with the Six of Swords, but they are moving on to calmer shores. They are, kind of doing things to improve their situation. And I would keep doing things that improve your situation here. With the Hangman, you have the Five of Swords. Like it's time to get moving forward here. The Hangman, he's stuck in hangman mode. He is still hanging from the tree. This is the tree of knowledge and wisdom. I think as humans we can get stuck in analysis paralysis, right? We can get stuck in thinking that we don't know enough. But really, the Hangman says, no, you know as much as you're going to know about something that you desire, whatever it is, doesn't matter. And so you know as much as you're going to know, and so you might as well start moving forward, right? And the Five of Swords is about kind of taking the risk. And you always get the Five of Swords with me. I always feel like the Five of Swords is talking about taking risks. The risks that Leo will be taking is just the risk of, being uncomfortable really, which really isn't that big of a deal. So I feel that you should take those risks. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Seven of Cups. Yeah, it's like time to make a decision. Seven of Cups is thinking about all the good things and bad things that could happen if you take action with the Ace of Swords. But really, you're not going to know how something is going to turn out until you do it. So and clearly the Ace of Swords is a victory, so I would be taking action on whatever it is that you're trying to create or do at this time. Whatever you're feeling inspired to do with the Ace of Wands, I feel that's going to be very important. With the Knight of Swords, you have the King of Pentacles, card of convention. I feel this is what you're leaving behind. King of Pentacles, he does things the same over and over and over again. There's nothing really wrong with that. He does what works, and there again, there's nothing wrong with that. But it becomes a problem when you're not evolving, when you're not changing, when you're not updating your skills or, kind of growing in some way. So again, I always tell people practice like 80-20. 80% of the time do what works in all areas of your life. 20% of the time, try something new, try something different, try an experiment and see what happens, right? With the Ace of Wands, you have the Knight of Pentacles. This is definitely something you need to make a move on for sure. I'm not saying that you're going to miss out, but I wouldn't miss out on whatever this is. The Knight of Pentacles is not making a move. He's just sitting here waiting. And I always say the Knight of Pentacles isn't necessarily a bad card, but again, he has the oak leaves on his helmet. They represent knowledge and wisdom. He has all the knowledge and wisdom he needs to get started on planting this field behind him. It's an empty field. It's you have all this opportunity for growth, but you have to start planting those seeds. So it's definitely time to take action on whatever is inspiring you. With the Lovers, you have the Four of Cups. If you want love, the Four of Cups can say that you've been disappointed many times in the past. But the thing with the Four of Cups is this new opportunity isn't necessarily going to be a disappointment. And these 3 cups represent the fact that he has the ingredients necessary to be very successful. He still has those 3 cups. They represent the knowledge, the wisdom, the things that he's learned, the lessons. He just needs to apply those things to this new opportunity. And so some of you might be fearing that, if you're interested in a person, for example, here, and you're fearing taking action, you might be fearing that things won't be as good as you think, or you could be fearing that things will go wrong. But really, you don't. Number 1, you don't know. You don't know how things are going to go. Number 2, you've learned enough to protect yourself, and you've learned enough to know that, when to leave or when to stay and all that other stuff. With the High Priestess, you have the 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups is fulfillment. You could be finding a lot of fulfillment in your close connections. I feel that Leo does find fulfillment in close connections. And of course, that's what I would be focusing on, is those people who really care about you. Those people that want you to be fulfilled, the people that want to lift you up, that want to see you be successful. And, I think the universe wants you to stop being disappointed in people in a lot of ways. And it's you have been, but you have been. But I feel you've also learned what disappointment looks like. So it's you don't have to keep repeating it, So if someone comes into your life and you say that person looks like a disappointment, then they probably are, right? And if you meet a person where there's actual equal give and take with the Justice card, then there will be equal give and take. You just have to pay attention to the evidence. And really, that's what this reading is saying. It's pay attention to what's going on. With the 3 of Swords, you have the Page of Wands. If this is love, I feel like you are going to take a risk here. The Page of Wands is about being excited for a new journey. He doesn't really have a good explanation for why he's doing something. I always say he just kind of follows his enthusiasm. He just follows what is exciting to him and he goes on that journey. And it doesn't necessarily make logical sense what he is doing with his life, and maybe that's something that you need to embrace. Maybe people are telling you oh, don't start a business, it's risky. But at the same time, intuitively, that's what you're feeling. And I would really trust where you're being guided by your desire. The Ace of Wands again, Ace of Wands, same thing. Ace of Wands cannot be explained. It is just a spark of inspiration, a spark of hope, a spark of desire, where you just feel excited about something new. And so that's a hard thing to explain, but people don't have to understand it, right? And especially when you become successful, then they'll understand it. But I would just get started. With the 5 of Cups, you have the Lovers. Yes, this will not be a disappointment for sure. I was a little bit worried about that 3 of Swords, but I really felt with the 3 of Swords it's more about past healing. The Lovers is coming up as your outcome, so it's maybe you're fearing that a person will be a disappointment. But really, I feel this is could be true love if you want love. You have this Mule card. I think you had this card with me recently. It says someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change, King of Pentacles. I would be careful, especially during this Mars retrograde, of people who just aren't willing to change. And I'm not just talking about love, I'm talking about work and business, everything. I would be careful of that. You have this Tankard card. It says celebration, fun, and enjoyment. Yeah, there could be a lot of fun or more fun coming in for you here, so I would be doing things that are fun. You have this Success card. Clearly, there is success coming in for you. We see a lot more success and opportunities for success. It's I feel there is a little bit of I'm not going to sugarcoat this, Leo. I have been feeling this whole entire reading, but it's I feel there's a little bit of a funk that you need to get out of as well. It's I gave you the example of the restaurant rescue shows, It's like I feel like those people that aren't willing to change are just in a little bit of an energy where they just can't see their way out, and they just feel stuck and they're just trying to make the improvement. So weird reading because like on one hand it's what I feel this is like sometimes I call these membrane readings, right? Where it's like there's something in front of you that you have to like push through, and it's like you have to break through the membrane to be able to get to the other side. But it's like once you have the breakthrough, it's like things are going to be flowing like crazy. So, might be a little bit of a time where you really have to push through the obstacles. And I'm not even saying there are any big obstacles here. Feels like little things, and I would push through those things. You have this hat card. Says you will be playing a different role. Definitely work changes. Work changes have come up for you like crazy, so that makes sense. And finally, you have this forest card. It says muddled, unclear thinking. It might be time for you to like slow your thoughts down and take some time to meditate, take some time to think about how you feel about this, that, and the other thing. That could be very beneficial for you. But, pretty interesting reading. I do like it. It looks good. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your time.